What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of the Shots Fired podcast with DP. I am your host, Despot, birth name Jason Simino, and today is 4 August 2026. I hope everyone is having an amazing Tuesday. What am I wearing, you may ask? Well, this is my new concealed carry bag from Silent. Check it out. Pretty cool. Carry my little pea shooter in here. I learned about these through the Kyle Seraphin show. Silent spelled S-L-N-T. Even used his code Kyle. Got another $20 knocked off this bad boy. So this is how I will be carrying my protection. Also doubles as a Faraday bag. What is that, you may ask? Well, stick your cell phone in this bag and you have no digital footprint. You can no longer be tracked. You basically disappear from modern society. Great little gadget to have. Now, if only Kyle would get off his ass and start pushing that Tackleberry project he's been talking about, maybe teach me how to quickly and efficiently draw my weapon from this and aim it at pedophiles. That would be great, Kyle. Hopefully this will light a fire under your ass. Get that project going. So, just like last week, it's time to put a couple of the Tyler Robinson lies out there to bed once and for all. And once again, the only thing that matters here, folks, is what is testified to in open court under penalty of perjury. A lot of faggots out there came at me hard for pointing out that Robinson confessed to his parents before turning himself in. You retards who didn't tune into the preliminary hearing called me a liar. So how about this?
She asked you whether Mr. Robinson voluntarily went to the sheriff's office down in southern Utah. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And that was the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
And you understood that he turned him. Well, he showed up there voluntarily. Is that right?
Correct.
What was your understanding as to why he was showing up there voluntarily?
He had informed, I believe, his immediate family that he had been involved in the shooting, and that he wanted to turn himself in.
Okay. Nothing further. In the video that we already talked about video where Mr. Robinson stands up and runs across the top of the building. Is there? Did you notice whether at that point, after he stood up until you see him last, at least in that part of the video, do you notice whether he's walking around the building?
He's not. From the time he left off the dome of the railing, when we see him on the video move out to the position and leave the position, there's no longer visible in the gate.
Thank you.
Ms. Nestor.
No follow-up, Your Honor.
The most important part of that exchange wasn't just that the lead detective put into evidence that he confessed to his parents. It's what happens during and after the exchange. During the exchange, the defense attorney does not object to the words used by the detectives. And then when given a chance to cross-examine the witness, the defense chooses not to. Do you nitwits know what that means? It means that what the detective testified to is now in evidence, unchallenged and unimpeached. There's lie number 1 debunked. Lie number 2, that Lance Twiggs' DNA is on the rifle. And some of you even insist that Robinson's DNA is not. Check this out.
For instance, item number 1.4, which was a swab from the rifle. You used the elimination sample of Mr. Robinson's father, and you found his DNA on that particular swab, correct?
I'd say there's support for inclusion of Matthew Robinson on the sample obtained from the swabs of the bolts of the rifle.
I'm glad you pointed that out. That's, again, consistent with your other testimony. You're talking again about support for inclusion as a possible contributor.
Correct.
Again, not because he's a suspect, but because he's associated with that premise.
Correct, and there would have been a likelihood ratio statistic calculated to go along with that.
Okay. Could you go to the next page? Similarly, with respect to 1.6, you found, again, Matthew Robinson on swab number 1.6, or a profile that indicated he was a possible contributor.
There's support for inclusion of Matthew Robinson.
Okay. The next page, actually go 2 pages to page 7. You found support for inclusion of Lance Twiggs on swabs of buttons of a Dremel tool, correct?
Correct.
And going back to what we were talking about before, if a person named Lance Twiggs lived in that residence, came into contact with Tyler Robinson, and then touched a button on a Dremel tool, you'd expect Mr. Robinson and Mr. Twiggs' DNA to be on there, right? Or you could. It's
reasonable to assume that anyone living in the household could have contributed to DNA on an object found in that household.
So, Tyler's father is on the rifle. Tyler himself is on the rifle. But did you catch the pivot? When speaking of Twiggs's DNA, the defense attorney references the Dremel tool, not the rifle. There are 4 male profiles found on the rifle. The predominant contributor is Tyler Robinson. His father is also on the rifle, which makes total sense. The rifle belonged to his father and came from his home. The other 2 contributors are not identified, which means, you geniuses, that it's not Lance Twiggs. Twiggs is on the towel, screwdriver, and Dremel tool. That's it.
Where on the firearm did you find evidentiary support for the inclusion of Tyler Robinson?
There were several locations I'd have to refer to my report.
Would you look at your report? And this looks like report number, or exhibit number 30. We can pull that up just for the witness. You can go. We got it for a minute here. There you go. Okay, if we could go to page number 2, please. Could we just list off the areas of that firearm where there was evidentiary support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson?
The swabs of the stock and grips of rifle, the swabs of the butt plate of rifle, swabs of the trigger and trigger guard of rifle with possible ridge detail / smudging, the swabs of the bolt of the rifle with possible ridge detail / smudging, and the swabs of the forend of the rifle.
Could we go to page 3?
Swabs of the barrel of the rifle with possible ridge detail / smudging, the swabs of possible ridge detail / smudging on the optical accessory.
And page 4.
The swabs of the protected underside of the receiver of the rifle after disassembly, the swabs of 1 30-06 cartridge case, the swabs of 1 30-06 cartridge, and the swabs of 1 30-06 cartridge.
And the biggest lie of all is that Lance Twiggs was the predominant contributor to the DNA found on the towel and screwdriver.
You testified about exhibits 7 and 8, that they both had mixtures. Excuse me. Yes, items 7 and 8. In your testing of these items, that they both had mixtures. And you state, I want to make sure I understood this. You stated, I believe, that the minor contributor was less than 20%, and that it was actually 5%. The ratio was 5% to 95%.
For one of the samples, yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Does that mean the 5% was from Twiggs, and the 95%, that 95% is assumed from the defendant, the Robinson?
When I calculate the statistic, Twiggs' DNA profile aligned with the 5% contributor, and Mr. Robinson's DNA profile aligned better with the 95% contributor.
Okay. Same question with regard to 8. I think you said the ratio was 11% from the minor and 89% from the major. Is that Twiggs being the 11% and Robinson being the 89%?
Yes, Twiggs better aligned with that 11% contributor, and Mr. Robinson better aligned with that 79% contributor.
So if my math is mathing correctly, Robinson at 95% on one item and 89% on the other would make him the predominant contributor. Again, folks, this came out in court. Not a single time were Mossad, Egyptian airplanes, or exploding microphones ever mentioned. But DP, he's clearly bending his legs in some videos. He couldn't possibly be hiding a rifle down his pants.
There is a rifle on my persons. To put it back together, you literally just do this. And then this. And then screw. Takes about 20 seconds. Okay, go fuck yourself.
And the best Candace lie yet is that there is no shot taken by the person on the roof because the 30-06 leaves a massive kickback and we don't see it. In fact, any person firing a 30 rifle must be a super strong, professionally trained assassin. So, I hereby admit the above-listed evidence, along with a big fat go fuck yourself to Stu Peters. Now let's check on my former profession with dumb cops.
Does the Ashland Police Department believe this is two families that are rivaling against each other here, or is it gang violence?
This is a group of individuals who know one another.
But would you categorize that as gang violence, or would it be just two guys that got in a fight over a bar or something like that?
These are groups, again, that are committing acts of violence against one another.
Like crime groups?
I would say these are two groups of individuals. I would say there are, ties to them knowing each other and committing ongoing retaliatory acts against one another.
She says a gunman opened fire while driving down Biltmore Avenue with an automatic gun.
All that verbal diarrhea just to avoid saying words like gang and thugs. How fake and compromised do you have to become a police chief in today's world, man? Absolutely pathetic. Quit now. And not to be outdone, check this out.
Of trust in the city right now did not start.
Well, we can shut this down. You can stop talking because we don't want to hear anything you've been saying. You're going to say the same thing you all say every time a black body gets shot down in this city. This is a corrupt city. That's right. Have no fear. The anti-Zionist is here. You understand me? You won't be able to talk today because I'm going to keep talking because I was born to talk my talk and walk my walk too. I told these young people back here on our way here that we have the power. Not that badge, not that weapon. We have the power. The city of Madison is corrupt. From the DA to the what's the name of this? The Department of Independent Monitoring. We don't want any of that talk. You've given us this speech with you'll deliver justice. Oh, we've seen the cameras. We've seen. It was a knife in this young man's hand. We don't want to hear that today. We didn't want to hear it when they put their neck on George Floyd's neck. We don't their foot on George Floyd's neck, and we don't want to hear it today. What do you have to say about that? Oh, you don't get to talk, I said. Right. Go ahead.
I'll step aside.
That's right. Oh, give me this microphone then. Excuse me. That's right. My name is Carlos. I represent AFTAP. All power to all people. Zero power to Zionists. Zero power to capitalists. Zero power to colonialism. What you are doing right now in this city is continuing the disgusting nature of colonialism.
That dude should retire immediately. You are a disgrace to the badge, bro. That dude interrupting the press conference should be eating out of a straw for the foreseeable future. Nope, not in pussy-ass Copland. This next one hurts to watch. Wow, simply wow. And I got one more here for you. Any chance to shit on Brian O'Hara should be taken whenever possible.
Can an al-Shabaab supporter hold a press conference with a major city's police chief? The answer is yes. In Minneapolis, Mahmoud Omar Isi is the representative of the Katumo state of Somalia inside of Minnesota. I say he's an al-Shabaab supporter because Abdi Madobi is a commander inside of the government that he works for. And EC has posted several videos of Abdi Madobi on his social media. Let's take a look at what former Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara has to say about his foreign agent buddies.
Lastly, I just want to say again, thank you so much. I really appreciate as welcoming, as loving as this community here has been to me.
That's nice the foreign agent immigrants and al-Shabaab supporters welcomed the police chief to his city.
Many of you are personal friends and close with me now, and I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for all of you. So, and thank you, council member, for your leadership. Thank you.
He really just said he's close personal friends with a group of Somali foreign agents, to include an al-Shabaab supporter. The corruption inside Minnesota is at a scale that the country does not understand. It doesn't end at the daycares. It's state-sponsored.
I like to see that chief on a prayer card, straight up. You know who's not a dumb cop? My boy Officer Lou. Great account. He's pointing out that Tony Romo has been suspended from the CBS broadcast. This is something I just don't get, man. It's a DUI. A lot could have happened, except nothing happened. There's no accident, no injuries. Why would he be suspended? It was an awful lapse in judgment, but come on, folks. It happens every day, and people don't lose their job over it. The world just loves to see big names fall. It's just not my style, man. I hope he gets the help he needs and realizes it could have been much, much worse. Good luck, not Tom Brady. Hey, am I the only one that sees Cornholio here? This is your daily reminder to check out the Suffering Podcast. Not much going on here on X with him, but find him on YouTube. This show is a game changer for those looking to make some serious changes in their life. Own it, bitches. Now it's time for the final call. On this date, August 4th, back in 2002, police officer Christopher Russell, New Orleans PD, was shot and killed while responding to an armed robbery call at a bar in the 1800 block of North Roman Street at 3:30 a.m. As he arrived on the scene, 3 suspects were running from the bar and opened fire on the officers before they even exited their patrol car, striking Officer Russell in the head. Officer Russell was transported to a local hospital where he succumbed to his wounds. One of the suspects was apprehended a short time later, charged with murder, attempted murder, 16 counts of armed robbery. He was sentenced sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on July 27, 2004. The 3 remaining suspects were apprehended within 2 days and are awaiting trial. Officer Russell was assigned to the 5th District and had served with the New Orleans PD for 5 years. He was survived by his expectant wife, 13-month-old daughter, parents, and a sister. His wife gave birth to a son in February 2003. Also on this date, back in 1972, Chief of Police Melvin Ray Lucas, Milton PD, West Virginia, was shot and killed while he and a local constable attempted to serve warrants at a local residence on a man and his son for assaulting a police officer. As Chief Lucas attempted to subdue the father, when he resisted arrest, his 23-year-old son shot him in his legs with a shotgun. Chief Lucas bled to death before help arrived. The suspect was convicted of first-degree murder, sentenced to life in prison on December 21st, 1972. Chief Lucas was a United States Army Korean War vet who had served with the Milton PD for 5 years and had previously served with the Jacksonville Beach Police Department in Florida. He was survived by his wife, daughter, and 2 sons. Lastly, on this date, back in 1881, Deputy Sheriff James Spillman, Lyon County Sheriff's in Kansas, was stabbed to death while escorting a prisoner to the man's home so he could get clothing. The man had been arrested the previous day and declared insane. While at the man's home, Deputy Spillman took inventory of several firearms and a trunk. As they left, the man said he needed to get something else from inside. Before Deputy Spillman could object, the man ran back inside, grabbed a gun and knife. He fired at Deputy Spillman but missed and then stabbed him to death. The suspect was committed at the state insane asylum in Osawatomie. May they all continue to rest in peace. And we'll finish like we always do with the timeline cleanse. This one comes from my old stomping grounds. I'm glad I got out of that New England blue cesspool, but I do miss my people sometimes. But before we go into all that, to those out there struggling with that mental demon, remember to stop, breathe, and survive. Later, bitches.
All 18 of my brothers are buried here. Frickin' jerks. I ain't seen you at the construction site. Where you been at?
You been looking for me?
No, I ain't been looking for you. But if I walk by the construction site, yeah, I might fucking look, asshole. Fuck, I'm late for my shift at the preschool next to the slaughterhouse. Oh, you think you can just get me a beer and then I'm gonna forget that you fucked Charmaine Bacovado? I'm gonna need a shot too. Tommy got pinched. He got banned from Maloney's because he was making the strippers do emotional labor. And then he shot 7 cops. I told you I could blow a big one, you jerk.
My drainage company's making a killing.
Your drainage company. Sorry, I think you fucking mean the drainage company that we built together. You thought just because I was in a coma that you could go and fuck every whore in the neighborhood and I wouldn't hear about it.
Hey, Appa, you look good. You look just like your damn yearbook photo.
Well. If it ain't my most good-looking ex.
And I'm doing big things now. I intern at Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Hey, don't you dare talk to her.
Oh shit! Fucking stop it! Get off of him! He's vegan with a confidence issue! I gotta go back to nursing school.
Get him, Jay.
I'm not a cop.
You got DP'd.